So hello everyone. So today we'll be discussing about very important topic that everyone should take care of, which is why should you start early in life? And that is a very important question. We'll be having discussion with Shreya. Shreya, many of your followers are already here, so they'll be knowing about you. I'll just introduce you to my followers. So Shreya is a content writer, copywriter, and she has been in this field for a long time. And she has also 75,000 plus followers on LinkedIn, and that defines how good she is with her content, and she's been working with many clients. So welcome Shreya for and thank you for agreeing to do this.
Yeah, thanks, Deepak. Thanks for having me.
So let's start with the direct question, which is why should you start early? And if you could briefly tell about this thing, and then we can go on to the with the questions that I have with me.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I mean, I think just a few weeks ago, I had spoken a lot about why we should start early. And this came from, somebody's LinkedIn post. Somebody wrote about, I'm just 20 and I'm not getting enough opportunities, but it's fine. I mean, I have so much time. I'll figure it out. Now is the time to enjoy. And at that point, I thought that, many of us actually do think like that. We think like, college time is the best time of our life.
Mhm.
And, once it's over, there'll be nothing else to enjoy. Um, but I think that there's so much more to this whole idea of your life after college or your life after, you've graduated. And it doesn't always have to be just about a job or making money. There's so many other things involved. And I think when you start early, you're kind of really setting yourself up for much more happiness, much more peace later on. So when you start early,
Exactly.
like, you have a different kind of confidence, you have different kind of factors which actually favor you at that point. You don't have any responsibilities in terms of money, in terms of time. You don't have family to take care of. You don't have children to feed. You don't have to think of all these things. You have your own thing. You have your college. You have, go to college, eat your food on time, sleep on time. That's enough. That's your life. So you have so much more time to actually use and learn from and really, get yourself out there. And also, if you don't have any other responsibilities, especially financial or, leadership responsibilities, I would say, where you are in charge of somebody, it may
Mm.
easier because then even if something doesn't work out, like even if now my freelancing career wouldn't have worked out, it would have been fine. It would have not made much difference externally. Personally, maybe, but not externally. So in that sense, you
Yeah.
have a lot of more scope to kind of fail and try again because there's not many people relying on you. There's not much pressure. Um, One thing I really like is, that you really stand out at a certain point. Like if you really start young and you really, do what you do, you focus on it and you do it in the best way possible, then you start to differentiate yourself from all the people around you and you see yourself in a certain way where, you're growing and you like that growth and it inspires you.
Mm.
Inspiring yourself to work harder and to do more because you realize that wait, not everyone can do that. It's me who's doing it. There's
Yeah.
anybody who's doing it. So it's just a cycle where you can fail and you try again, and when you try again, you succeed in something, and then it inspires you more because you're the only one doing it. And then it's just this whole loop where again you try something new, you fail, you get inspired, and you're in a loop.
Sure, sure, sure.
Start young.
Yeah, exactly. So as you talked about people do not care to start early because they want to enjoy life, the college life, make memories with the friends, and many things that they want to try out. So as you had started early, so what was the mindset you had? Like what you thought about to start? Why you started? So what was the mindset basically
Oh,
at that time?
sorry about that. Um, Yeah, I mean, I think I don't really think that I had any sort of mindset. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Freelancing was by chance. Like, I knew I wanted to write. I knew I moved here, like, I moved to Dublin and I wanted to study English. I knew I had this big, vague goal in mind. I knew I wanted to do something in life, something big, every average kid,
Mm.
something different. Um, but I think, once I got into freelancing, it was, of course, it was by chance, it was by luck because of the viral post on LinkedIn. And at that point, it was just like, okay, this is here. I have to say yes to it. I have to do it, and I'll figure out the rest later. And it's been that way for over a year. Like, I have just, whatever has come my way, I was like, yes, okay, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it does, great. I want to give it a shot because, again, at this point, I have nothing to lose. Even if my client does,
Mm.
I've put in 5 hours of work and my client does not pay me. I don't have much to lose because I'm not creating a. I'm a freelancer, and if I wasn't, I would probably be watching a movie or going out or something like that. So in that sense, the risk is very low, and I was just like, things are happening. Let's get them moving. Let's see how it goes. And it I think that same idea has followed in multiple things throughout freelancing, like my ebook. I was like, I was
Yeah.
pushing it off for a long time. Then I was like, you know what? Let's just write it. Let's just put it out there. We'll see what happens. Because I was too concerned. What if people don't buy it? I'm like, we'll see. And it worked out
Yeah.
fairly good. And even the consultation calls, like, I wanted to start it, I just didn't do it for a long time. I was like, really, why would somebody pay me everything for free? And I did, like, 35 consultations in the last 1 month. So things work out. All you have to do is, like, get up and you have to start doing it. And because you don't have, like, I don't have anything to lose in setting up a page and saying, oh, there's a consultation call, come and buy. If people don't buy, the page is still there, doesn't matter. So yeah,
Exactly.
the mindset, I guess, where you kind of accept that you've got nothing to lose, and what's the harm in saying yes for certain things?
True, 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 exactly. So, what I, uh, get from your thing is, you need to start, whether it is going to work or not. Just start. The same thing that you have already mentioned in the post that you have done just now, I guess, 25 minutes ago. And I read that, and that is really amazing. So as you mentioned that it took off with randomly, like freelancing happened to you randomly. But when you're at now, when you're at this stage, now when you look at it, look back, and you do you find any process involved in it, like how you grew slowly and slowly?
There was definitely a process. My first post that went viral on LinkedIn, it was about meeting the chief executive of
This is,
chairman of LinkedIn, Jeff Weiner, and that post went viral. So that post went viral because, of course, he was there in it, but also because of the way it was. Like, there was a certain emotion, there was a certain attachment that people, or there was a certain involvement that people had when they read that story. That didn't make
mm,
them jealous, but it made them feel inspired. It made them want to, sit in that, be in that position, and also experience something like that themselves. So that feeling that, came about in people, that was not by chance. I knew that because I had been writing for like 10, 12 years before that. So although that that event, that incident happened on that day, it's, like you say, that Rome wasn't built in a day. Or, when people say overnight success, it's because there's so much of things going on actually before that, before you can say, oh, something worked overnight. So I don't think that post would have gone viral, or I would have even written the post if I didn't have that interest in writing, in storytelling, in, sharing my experiences. So I think that's one of the main processes that, I used to write, and I decided to take the chance and create a post. That was one process. The second process was that I decided to grow with it. So I knew that the one post viral, I knew that, okay, this is a one-off thing, it happens. I still had hopes that, LinkedIn, because it got me clients, it can get me more clients. And so I kept posting. And now I have multiple posts that have over like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 likes, lakhs of views, millions of views. And that's because I stuck to it for 2 years, and I'm still sticking to it now. So I think the process has been just sticking to what I've picked up. If it's worked for me, if it's not worked for me, I've let it go. But if it's worked for me, just sticking to things that have given me something in return and something that has helped me grow, and that's kind of all I'm working.
So that's amazing. In previous answer, I wanted to ask question that the answer that you have given about the mindset. The people are enjoying the movies and going out for chilling and all. So they are not investing the time and money in themselves. So what is the importance do you consider while you are starting and putting you're investing in yourself, right? I am sure you have already read some books about freelancing or watched some videos or attended some courses or webinars. So how important it is to invest in yourself in the early stages of your careers?
It's important to invest in yourself, yes. But before that, I just want to say, when you mention about people going out or enjoying themselves, it's completely fine. Do that. I mean, it's not wrong to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Life, of course. Things aside, you're still supposed to have a life, as they call it. Still go out. Still, that's completely fine. I'm just not that kind of person, I think, which is also a bit of a leverage for me because I like being by myself. I don't like staying out late in the night in the cold. It's just too cold for me, especially here, so I don't like it. So there are certain things yes, certain things about me and my preferences that have actually helped me out. um, but I think one of the things, like, this is the idea of investing in ourselves. I think that's a two-part thing. The first is intention. I think most people do not have the intention to do that. They already know. I think most people already know that, yes, I mean, if you start now, there's time for failure, which means by the time you're 25, you'll already know what does not work, and then you can just be on repetitive successes, things like that. People know that, but people don't want to do that yet, and that's because they don't have that intention. They don't have that that fire coming from inside of them that makes them want to do something. And that's fine. I think such people cannot be forced to get up and be made to do something because it's just not in them. And the second part is people who want to, but then people, like, especially at our age, it's very easy to be influenced by our friends, by uh, their kind of style or their kind of interests. So the idea would be to then have your priorities straight, to then know that sacrificing a bit right now is going to be so much more important in the long run. Sacrificing a bit right now is going to help you get ahead, like 10 years ahead of anybody else you're hanging out with, that kind of stuff. And the reason why you should start early, like as I said, because you have time for failure, all of that, but investing in yourself at this point is even much more better because this is your time when you in your head you're like, I'm in college, I'm here to learn. So that learning, that uh, sort of that inquisitive nature is there in you because I'm a student, I'm at the stage. You're open to learning, you're open to ideas. If somebody criticizes your work, you're open to accepting it because you're like, oh, you know what, I'm just 18, I'm just 20, it's fine. I have to listen to it, or listen to a person and improve on it. So you don't have much ego, I guess. You don't have much attitude. You don't take things personally because you're learning. So that's, I guess,
Yes,
that's
yes.
why you should start early, because it helps you, like, actually learn as opposed to just doing it for the sake of it or for the sake of a good job. So
True, true, true. Yeah, 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 exactly. And you talk about experience you gain when you start early. Like someone is starting at 18 and at 25 they have so much of experience learning from mistakes and all. So, what are the some learnings that you have learned from your experience, like doing things and learning about it? It could be general, and all, or also about freelancing as well.
um I think a few things has been, like, for me, first has been that your college is so much more than just your degree, and so much more than what you study. So I study English and philosophy, but I always I always used, like, not now, but every time we had events in college, all these business events. I spent like 60% of my time hanging out in the business school, which is like 1 kilometer away from the arts block. But I still did that because that's where I like being. That's where I want to be. That's where I learn. That's where I meet people. And in that sense, you have to kind of step out of your comfort zone, step out of the closely knit people you have that are similar to you. And you have to step out and you have to really explore things that you really like to do. So for me, it has been exploring every opportunity that comes in college and really making the most of it, really meeting people, telling people that, I am a content writer, telling people that I want to write, I want to work, I have a startup idea, I want funding, or I want to grow from there, I want to have my own business, things like that. And one more very powerful thing of being in that space is because you are in front of so many people and because you keep saying that to so many people repeatedly. The first thing is you start believing in yourself. You start believing that, yes, I am a certain kind of freelancer. I have to do this. I have to grow. The second is you kind of leaving hints as to where you want to see yourself in, like, say, 5 years or 10 years. Like, I have a startup dream. I want to do this. And when you give, your plan to people, like, I don't recommend giving it away, but still, when you talk about it, that I think that excitement and that inspiration really starts bubbling inside you as well. And it becomes your thing that, okay, now I've told this person I need to make it happen because I want to make it real. It's so important to me that I told it out loud. I want to make it happen. That kind of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, in general, I think my experience has been that, as long as you show up to things, as long as if you're comfortable with certain things, as long as you keep saying yes, as long as you keep talking about yourself, making yourself heard and known, things are going to work out for you. And
True, 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 true.
main experience.
Yeah, yeah. As you talked about, telling people that you are a content writer or you're a graphic designer. So same happened with me also when I started my work. I have a community in college about startups. So then I went there and making connections and getting work from those connections, help you to build the portfolio as well and the experience and when and it's important to connect with people who can help you in your journey. Uh, so it's very important and I'm very happy that you said that. So just a question that I got in comments. This question and answers tag that I posted on story. So it was like you do Instagram live. So what is the preparation and planning that you do for putting out content on any platform? Because people say that she's just telling about how to build invoice. Like people will be saying about me, is just telling about how to meditate. So what is the preparation that you are doing and planning? So yeah,
I
that you do.
I don't really have any system for, I don't really plan months and months in advance or even weeks in advance. Um, I think I should start doing that when things, when there are so many things involved. I definitely should start doing that. But so far it's always been like on the go. So of course
Mm-hmm.
the Instagram, the designs have to be made in advance. So that's something that's prepared, yes. But other than that, deciding to do a story and talk about, how to give credits and how to avoid plagiarism, or talk about how to properly fill an application form. That just comes from like my daily experiences and, the questions I get in my inbox, things like that. LinkedIn post is also pretty much on the go. So any client experience I've had, or these days it's mostly been the Reels kind of content, something that I make on Reels, I will repurpose it and I'll use it on LinkedIn as well, which is what I did today as well with the today's Reel. So yeah, I mean, there's a different way of using every platform, I guess, for me. YouTube is mainly just my lives right now. There's not much going on. And you asked about my live, so yeah, I mean, there's a sort of preparation that goes into doing a live because I'm live and I'm talking. So I always have bullet points with me as to what I want to talk about. Um, Initially, I think I was doing it on the fly, like, but then I realized that it made the lives very long, and um, I guess it made it difficult to track. So I started jotting down points and keeping them very focused. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, that's how I prepare content. Not a good idea. I don't think so. It's not a good idea. I think you should plan for content, and I will be doing that. I have something like a lot of new content coming up on my Instagram in the next few days. So yeah, forward to showing that.
Yes, 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 exactly. Uh, so just some last questions from my side, and then we'll try to take questions from the comments. Some tips that you'll be giving to people who are just starting. Some tips that you gain from experience or your mistakes or some tips.
The main one would be to keep showing up to things that matter to you. So if there's any event or any webinar, any opportunity that you think would help you improve or learn or upscale or just present yourself, like go for it. And make yourself seen, like especially if you're a student, then you have a lot of opportunities where you have presentations, you have speeches, you have competitions. So go and get out there and make yourself seen, because those are the small ways to start building confidence. It's not just about starting earning money. It's not just that. It's about building your skills, building the confidence to talk to people, to confront people, and that takes time. So start doing that, start being seen, and start being comfortable with being seen virtually or really, whatever. So yeah, that's
Exactly, exactly. Okay, someone is saying, Deepak, why so serious? It's because I want to, listen properly so that I can learn from her. Yeah, I have a question. So this is a question from Lavanya. After my big break, what should I do to keep bringing in high-paying clients? It could be a general question also. When you are taking break from your work, like you are for you, if you take a break for let's say 7 days, and after coming back, what is your process of again engaging your followers or clients?
okay. If I take a break, I would take a break from work, yes. So I would inform my clients, of course, so I'm not losing people. I'm just doing their work in advance. This usually happens during exams. So I just say, I'm not available for these 3-4 days. And I finish their work. So they're still my clients once I resume. But if in terms of creating content, I aim to not halt it. Like 7 days is too long. I'm okay with 2 or 3 days here and there. It's fine. Especially on LinkedIn, because it's picked up there, but Instagram is still in the growth stage, and it's risky for me right now to pause at Instagram just because of the momentum that I have here. So in that sense, right now I wouldn't leave certain things like creating content online, but it's okay if I don't work with my clients, because I will tell them and because the work will be complete. But in Lavanya's case, if you have taken a break, like you say, a big break, I don't know, it could be a month or something, and you want to start from scratch and get high paying clients, the first best thing to do would be to go back and reach out to every single client you've ever worked with, or anybody who's ever inquired with you. Speak to them, ask them if they're still looking for content, if they're looking to hire you again, if there's any other way you can help them. Offer them a discount, offer them, like, say for 10 for this 10 days, like if it's about above a certain amount, I'll give you 10% off, something like that, to get them involved into working with you. um, that's one thing. Second thing is you get references. So if you work with people, if they don't want to work with you now, they're like, no, Lavanya, we don't want content. It's fine. That's, I understand. Is there anybody you could refer me to? And I'm pretty sure that at least like 50% of your clients would have somebody to refer you to. Um, Third thing is that you ask in and around your family and friends if, based on the kind of content you write, you could help them improve their LinkedIn profile, things like that. Small task, but high paying in the sense that they don't require a lot of your time. Go for that. And finally, while you're doing all this, you still keep creating content. So by the end of like the second week of content creation, you will start getting, you'll start getting clients again. So that's the system.
Yes, yes. Last question, which is, yeah, how to manage time and utilize it well. That's very frequently asked question from many people.
Peppermint07. I do have a very detailed, and I really like that IGTV. I have an IGTV on time management. Do check that out because I've covered a lot about the systems that I have in place to manage my time. Mainly, it's nice to have a fixed routine, to have a boring life, as they call it. Do the same thing over and over again. Don't shift from your routine, especially on the weekdays. So that this makes sure that you're getting things done on time, that there's nothing out of place that you have not planned for. And if you get things done on time, then it's much more stress free for you, and then you can utilize your weekends more properly if you take the weekends off. And in general, to manage your time, you could also, I recently found the system where you can break down your entire week by the kind of tasks that you want to do. So let's say on Monday, you will take all prospect calls. On Tuesdays, you will work on creating the content for 3 clients. On Wednesdays, you will work for 3 clients. So that way you just kind of divide it up between creating content for yourself, for your clients, creating graphics, taking calls, sending proposals, checking that way. And it's a good way to kind of really fix down on how much time you invest in certain things. And then even your client can, if you work for me every Monday, let's say, then I can set out time every Tuesday to check your content, save my time as well. So that's a good system even for your clients. So I hope that.
Yes, yes. So, I have a question from the comment, which is, I guess, by Nandini. She's saying how to, when you're starting and something is not happening. It's like a single post that you have worked on so much and has not got a good response, and you get demotivated. So, how you overcome that demotivation and start again?
This is a very small thing, honestly. Like, there are times, yes, I have written a post and I have put in so much work. Lately, I think with reels, I have been creating certain different kinds of reels that I thought would really do well, but they haven't. And it's a
Mm.
disappointing because I put so much thought into it and I really had good hopes from it, but it didn't work out. It is disappointing, but don't take it as a demotivation. Like, don't take it as something that stops you from going on, continuing. Because if anything, you realize that, okay, this didn't happen, so I need to do something else, something more to actually make something happen that I wanted to. So see it in a positive light. You've done it today. And if you do it tomorrow, again, it may not work out. If you do it day after tomorrow, it may not work out. But on the 10th day, it definitely will. Something will work out. Something will click. If nothing works out, you'll realize what doesn't work. And then you'll start creating something that actually might end up working. So in that sense, like, use any workout, use that as a way to learn, as a way to grow, and a way to keep pushing forward. Because, as I said in one of my recent posts, do check it out, about not quitting. That if this demotivation thing is like a filtering mechanism for most people, because so many people start, so many people, like so many people have Instagram accounts. So many of your friends, you may have seen them, they have graphic designing Instagram accounts, food Instagram accounts, painting Instagram accounts. How many of them have continued with it? Like, if you have 100 friends, maybe one person would still keep continuing with an account, and that's because the other 99 got demotivated and they left. So demotivation is really what filters out you from those other 99 people. So you decide whether you want to be in the 99 group, or whether you want to be the one on top and you want to keep going. So that's the easiest way to.
Yeah, so I have many questions in the comment section, but Shreya is been very busy with her work, so we have just 30 minutes. So we'll hope that we can do another session with Shreya, so that you can ask other questions, and you can go in her Instagram DM and just shoot your questions. Shreya, thank you so much for giving your time. It was really amazing talk, and I really this I hope that people learned many things, and so thank you for giving the time again. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Deepak, and thanks to everyone who's watching. And if you have any questions, you can DM me.
Thank you.
Yeah, see you then. Bye bye.
Bye bye.